accumulates to that said government. It is your bit of sovereignty given in allegiance to that said government that accumulates as the God power that a government executes relative to its regulation of the citizens in a corporate capacity.
Now listen, I don't know what all that means all the time. First of all, the reason of this show is to try to inspire Moors to get with those who are ready to build in real time. Meaning that we're trying to build a community here in Baltimore, and we want it to be duplicated in every city throughout the United States. But we cannot do this with so much confusion. As we're trying to build with brick and mortar, you have people that are only building with paperwork. That is tiresome. It's played out. It's played out to be trying to build something, challenging jurisdictions, right to travel and all that, and haven't built nothing. It's played out.
Now, for the record, keep in mind that building something according to Noble Drew Ali's teachings deals with building in the workshop of the mind, because he was a metaphysician. So anytime he mentioned building, he's relating that to man building up themselves, not building buildings. There's no need to build buildings because there's already buildings. Man must build himself. But this is why you get into dogma with Moors, because majority of these Moors are dogmatized. They came straight out of the church into Moorish Science Temple of America and just switched the prophet's name. Only pastors want buildings. Only pastors. As far as in the religious circles. Everybody else already has their stuff. Pastors are the only ones that build buildings. Right? Because it's a game. Control the people's minds with the institutions. Control the people's minds with the institutions. Do not have the people think for themselves. Have the people think because of the institution. No, it's not because of the institution. It's because of the lessons taught. The lessons taught are supposed to refine. And remember that man is the temple. Moorish Science Temple of America is every single individual that adheres to the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You don't got to break down what the teachings are. If you adhere to them, you know. So there's nothing to discuss. Watch out for these Moorish pastors. Pastors with fezzes on. Trying to convince you that this is not birthright. Trying to play slick games with you. When people are challenging them and putting up something for them to prove claims that they made. But they always dance around, trying to tie sovereignty with sovereign citizen. There's two different jurisdictions. There's two different jurisdictions, which is why it's important to make sure that you're writing writs and all that stuff so you can be clear in your mind what's jurisdiction and who has it. And sovereign citizen has nothing to do with sovereignty. He even said that it's an oxymoron. And you can't be a sovereign citizen at the same time. So then why are they still talking? Because the challenge was prove that Taj Tariq Bey taught that Moors are sovereign citizens. They didn't even address it. They're running into sovereignty and pulling up Taj books, and because he said sovereignty in there, that means that's tied to sovereign citizens. These are dirty Moors. We're telling you, we're showing you, we're proving to you that they're dirty. If you want to follow them,
shut the fuck up!
By emotional, hateful opinion, but on the merit of factual history, the empowerment of any people only through their birthright, knowledge, and the authoritative activities of their national sovereignty. National sovereignty. Come on, man. You can't get away from this. This is what he teaches. National sovereignty. National sovereignty and sovereign citizens. What is wrong with you? No, it's not like Ruby Ridge, Waco. But the man clearly teaches sovereign doctrine. Moors need to know these facts, and it applies to them, and need to disregard multiple slave rares and marks they learned. Let me look at the chat real quick. Let me see.
right? You see these dirty Moors? This is what they do. This is their mode of operations. They're going to quote from all the anti-sovereign citizen websites that have Tashriq names on there, Nature's names on there, Great Seal's names on there, to say that Moors are tied to the sovereign citizen movement, which is a fraud, right? That we do not support, we do not defend anything having to do with anything relative to a sovereign citizen movement. And to also put it on the record that the sovereign citizen movement came out of active Moors that were doing classes that Europeans were in there, because they were getting their property stolen by IRS too. And they realized that there was no such thing as no race anything. It's about status. Chinese people trying to build on their properties using Moorish sovereignty to beat cases. Not sovereign citizen movement philosophies and teachings, Moorish sovereignty teachings. Because if we are connected to an empire, Moorish empire, clearly we have national sovereignty. You have to have national sovereignty. But that has nothing to do with sovereign citizens or the sovereign citizen movement. Absolutely nothing. Look up absolute in a law dictionary.
See who I got mad so far. Let me see. I'm missing something. See, I got, come on, man, we gonna pick this thing apart. You know. Okay, hold on one second. Okay. Let me make sure I got everything. Make sure I got everything before I go to my videos. So I want y'all to go in and look at these, man, because let me make sure I got everything. Okay, Moors need these facts themselves. Sovereignty. Yeah. Make sure I got everything. All right, we good. Let me see. All right. So I got that. I got a few more in a second. So family, basically, what I'm trying to do, don't get mad at me. Just try and teach some people some more science. Because this is not more science. Okay, we did all that. All right. So let me check the chat real quick, because I can't see you when I screen share. So listen, I got those out for now, but I got a little bit more. Let me see. Just doesn't mean go be uncontrollable Euro-inspired sovereign idiot. Okay, listen. When we talk about sovereignty, we're talking about that you're not a part of you're separating from the USA. And you are government unto yourself. You're sovereign. You know, like for instance, Russia is a sovereign nation. If Russia talks sovereignty, who cares? They're Russia. My point is, the brother said that Taj do not basically teach sovereign citizenship. We're not saying that it has to qualify like the European teach it. It came from the European.
Shut the fuck up!
Right, that's why the Moors said folly. Islam to the Moor that went onto their chat and called their stuff folly. Right? Because we already said sovereign citizen is disqualified. Rami Salaam L's question was colored. So that disqualifies the challenge. He keeps his 300 and there's no loss. So challenge is already over. But they're going to continue their folly. Just because they know that the people's minds are so warped. Conscious people, Moors, whoever that don't study. Right? They'll fall for anything. Like some jackasses.
It's actually an adulterated version of the European sovereign citizen movement. In actuality, however, the brother teach a sovereign citizen doctrine. Let me share one more thing with you real quick. Let me screen share real quick. Let's see if this qualify. Real quick. All right.
In other words, you are the law. You are the sovereign. In any governmental structure, the sovereign. In any governmental structure, it is your bit of sovereignty given in allegiance to that said government. Your bit of sovereignty given in allegiance to that said government. It is your bit of sovereignty given in allegiance. It is your bit of sovereignty given in allegiance to that said government.
Let's stop right there. Now, whatever he's talking about is really here nor there. But when he starts talking sovereignty and allegiance to any...
Shut the fuck up!
Right? Why is he doing this? No different than why the radio stations play the same BS over and over and over again. Why are they doing this? They're doing this to show you how incompetent they are on a repetitive basis. And it doesn't stick into people's mind that these people are incompetent. They keep playing like these people are representatives of what Moorish Americans are. They're not representatives of Moorish Americans. This brother, Noble Juali, brought a flag for Moors, which means that we're sovereign. We have sovereignty. And he's going to tell you that because Taj says sovereign, right? They're not going to go to Noble Juali and show where he said sovereign and then say that that means sovereign citizen. But when Taj Tariq Bey says sovereign, that's related to sovereign citizens. But where Noble Juali said sovereign and sovereignty, that doesn't have anything to do with sovereign citizens. That's legit. You can go with that, but don't go with Taj Tariq Bey saying sovereignty or Moorish sovereignty or your sovereignty, because that is tied to the sovereign citizen movement. But, you know, Noble Juali could say sovereign and it's cool. There ain't no issue. No questioning, no videos. People are playing you.
The true Moorish Americans to band together and build a real community. That's why. true Moorish Americans to band together and stop throwing paperwork around and begin to build something. So I'm going to dismantle it. And I'm asking all true Moorish Americans to join me in building something. So what he using the word? Bro, sovereignty and nation, brother, just because I say, if I say cat, and I say, do you want a cat? Hey, Edify, you want a cat? Sure, I like cats. And then I bring you a tiger. You say,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping. What is up, man?
what sovereignty is he talking about? If he's not talking sovereignty as it relates to governmental structure, what sovereignty is he talking about? If he's not talking to the citizen of governmental structure, what sovereignty?
Moorish sovereignty. He already said it. If we're Moors, what other sovereignty are we talking about? Okay, so if Chinese guy says sovereignty, are they going to ask, hey, what sovereignty do you mean, Mr. Chinaman? If Afghani says sovereignty, are they going to ask him, what? How come only when Moors say sovereignty, they're questioning what sovereignty we mean? Folly. That's all that they are. Folly.